It is time to paint our birds and some snow. So painting these little red cardinals is super fun. In the document, there's a close-up, a larger example of how to make the cardinals, because here in the video, it's pretty small. I'll mess around with the camera in a minute to try to zoom in. But I'm starting, if you can see that under there, by painting a red teardrop using my small paintbrush. Just a little bit of paint on the end of the brush, and I'm going to drop in that teardrop shape, and then I'm going to let it dry. Before we add in the tail to the cardinal, the beak, and the black eye, we want our little teardrop shape to kind of set or dry a little bit first. I'm really taking my time, filling in any areas where the paint is a little thin. I don't want my cardinal to look like it's see-through. And I think I'm going to put another little guy sitting right here. This is your painting, your snowy winter scene. You can put as many birds as you'd like. If you want just one sitting in the tree or sitting on the fence, or you want a whole tree full of cardinals or a fence lined up with cardinals, you are the creator of your world here. You can put as many as you'd like. When I let this dry, I felt that the red was looking a little dark where the blue was showing through. So I'm going back and I'm adding another layer onto the cardinal paints there. Just thickening up those teardrops a bit. After you have the teardrop, from the bottom of the teardrop, I'm going to do 2 lines. They're going to be rounded at the end, so the rounded shape of my paintbrush, close together to make the cardinal's tail. So they're 2 long oval lines. It kind of reminds me of like a hot dog bun when it's folded open before you put the hot dog in. You have those 2 long ovals and they're touching each other, they're connected. That's how I make the cardinal tail. And when I go to add in the snow now, I'm leaving the cardinals for a few minutes so they dry. I want to be careful to avoid the cardinals, that I don't accidentally put snow on them or touch them with my hand or my wrist. So we're letting the birds and their tails dry right now. Now you might have noticed I flipped my paintbrush over. I'm using the back of the paintbrush. I washed it first so that red paint's not drying. And I'm dipping into my leftover white paint, and I'm dipping straight down and I'm putting it straight down onto my canvas to make a perfect circle using the end of the brush. If you want larger snow circles, you'll dip into the paint and put it directly onto the canvas. After you dip it once, your second, third, fourth dots get smaller. See how those are getting little and tiny? I like that. It looks to me like it has some depth, like there's snow falling closer to me, snow in the background. So I like to drop a few different size snowflakes using one dipped paintbrush. Be careful that you don't start putting down your snow in a pattern. In nature, snow isn't falling evenly separated from each other. You know, the snowflakes sometimes are in clumps closer, farther together, almost like stars in the sky. They're not a perfect polka dot pattern. So I'm going to put some close together, some spaces in between them. I've got the snow overlapping the branches in the tree, so it looks like there's snow falling behind the tree and in front of the tree. I'm also putting snow on top of the snowy ground. It's really faint seeing the white snow show up against those light layers, but you can see it. It gives it a more realistic feel. When you've put down enough snow, you're going to want to wash the end of the paintbrush just like you would wash the bristles. So if you use it as a painting tool, you need to wipe it or wash it. It's a good way to end up with paint all over your hands if you forget to wipe those off. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. Ooh, it's snowing faster. And just like the branches of the tree, it is up to you how much snow you would like. Is it lightly snowing in your picture? Or is it about to become a blizzard? You choose. You're the artist. Let's see. Now I'm done with the snow. I'm wiping off the end of the brush, and it is time to paint the beaks of the bird. So I'm zooming in here with the document camera so you can see what's really happening with these birds here. I've got the teardrop shape with the two hot dog buns on the bottom. And I'm taking just a dot of the black and touching on top of the cardinal face. So that's where the eyes would be. They've got that black face mask. And then I'm going to use the, again, clean little tiny brush, and I'm going to take just a touch of the gold paint and add a little gold beak as an accent for each one of the birds. There we go. Really gently, just touching in front of the face. And now I'll let this set and dry, and I've got my 3 cardinals sitting in my snowy landscape. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight to support the PTC here at the middle school. I'm very excited to walk around and see these gorgeous landscapes that you've been creating.